welcome back to the regular exclusive podcast. And the Oscars just happened, and I thought they were really good.
Yeah, I'm not this won't be a rageful intro this year compared to last year. If you've been with us before, you know this can be a little testy. I get pretty testy. But yeah.
I was hoping that Sinners was going to win Best Picture, but we were big fans of One Battle After Another. So,
Yeah, I totally thought it made sense that it won. I thought Sinners it was going that way too, so I was like, "Ah," but I felt like Sinners and One Battle After Another like each won a lot of awards and like for horror fans, I feel like this year we ate real good compared to like, oh, we got makeup last year. What a shocker. Remember how mad I was? I was like, this is garbage. This shows no progress. If anything, we're regressing. So the fact that we're coming back strong this year, because we had Amy Madigan win right off the bat for Weapons, which was my favorite moment.
great way to start off the show.
I was like, I'm already good. Like nothing could fuck me up tonight. And then we got Michael B. Jordan winning Best Actor for
Amazing.
Sinners, which amazing as well. And then you get like best. Obviously, I feel like a best original screenplay. It reminds me of like Get Out, and like that was nominated, but like and Jordan Peele won the writing award, but that was all. So I feel
Hmm.
like at least I'm glad to see that like they're actually putting respect on really well made horror films because there's a lot more. But it's like for me, I've seen so many people being like, I'm so happy about Amy Madigan, but I'm also thinking like, God damn, I wish you could be here, Toni Collette from Hereditary,
Yeah.
and it's like, or like Florence Pugh Midsommar, like you guys walked so that she could fucking run, like do the weapons run, right?
Yeah.
So
Is this the first acting horror win since Misery? Or at least
no,
for that category?
since it it was since no, it was lead actress was the most recent one, and it was for Silence of the Lambs,
Oh,
Jodie Foster.
that's right. I always forget that that movie
And then
technically falls under horror, but yeah.
yeah, definitely. And then what's his face? Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor for
For
being in it
all
less than
20
20 minutes.
minutes.
For like that's what I'm saying. Nowadays he would probably be in Best Supporting Actor, but it's like, damn, that's pretty cool. At least Best Actor, Best Actress that year both went to like a horror movie and they got Best Picture too. So
Hmm.
crazy. But Sinners is like the first one to do anything close to that since then, and that's incredible because I feel like when your movie's good, like thank God, it just feels like okay, the Academy can't just ignore horror movies forever. They could make the fucking best horror movie ever. I used to think, and like they would never pay attention to it, even if it was
Yeah.
incredible. Like I
Yeah.
saw Ari Aster was invited. He goes to the Oscars, and I'm like, so maybe he's probably a member, but I'm like, so they know his name. Okay, just making sure because he's never been. Maybe he was nominated, I guess, a little bit for Beau is Afraid. But that's why I really thought Eddington might be at least part of the, race this year, which
Yeah,
was
because
kind
it's
of
not a
sad.
horror movie.
Yeah, but they classified it as one still. Everything I read was like saying that it was a horror film. And I'm like, you guys have never seen a horror film.
Yeah, that movie was the most dramatic movie
It
of
was a
the entire
Western
year. Like,
and a satire. And like it had horrific moments, but just because there's violence doesn't mean it's horror.
oh,
I'm
Tony.
just really over happy that like over happy, wow, overexcited that F1 only won the one award.
Yeah, F1 won the one award that it probably should have won. I was a little curious if it
Ooh,
was
they
good.
filmed sound with cars. How crazy. I was like, this looks like the dumbest movie ever. Why is it Brad Pitt? Is that why it's nominated?
Yeah, it must be. And well, I mean, Top Gun Maverick was nominated, so
That's true. But that
Joseph,
seems like it has more value than anything about oh, this is the same director, right?
yeah,
So they're like, we gotta throw this guy a bone. No, you don't. Okay, give it to somebody else who actually fucking deserves it. Um,
I'm convinced that Apple, did
Paid
something
their way.
to get
Oh, I
nominated
bet you they did. Yeah. They
because
sucked somebody's fucking dick for sure.
the year before Apple's movie was the Martin Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Killers of the Flower Moon, like four
yeah.
hours long. No
Uh,
offense.
yeah, and then this year. But yeah, I mean, I fully believe that F1, the movie, was made purely because Apple owns the rights to the F1 racing. So it was just
Oh,
this like expense for marketing the actual racing thing. Like, oh,
It's
watch our movie
garbage.
on Apple and then come and watch the races.
This is disgusting. This is what's happening to the world. I hate it. We need more shit like Begonia and like fucking Train Dreams and all these. Honestly, this year I went and actually watched more of the Best Picture nominees. It's like in the lead up to the Oscars, and I have to say, I think it was a really strong year all around
It was
compared
it
to
was
last year. Like Honora would not even be in the top 10. I don't think it maybe would be here instead of F1, but
I
like
was about to say it's better than F1.
yeah, but like, would it be? It would not be. It would be way down. It would be like closer to like a Marty Supreme, where it might get nominated, but I don't know how much it would win compared to like all the performances and all the movies this year. It just feels like, or at least from 2025, it was a very strong year.
Yeah. I mean, I felt bad for Train Dreams because we talked about
I
it. I
know.
love that
I,
movie, but I'm
in
like,
my heart of
man,
hearts,
all the
yeah.
places that it's nominated, those are stacked categories. Like
To
I
be
just
fair, yeah.
I don't see it. Like Train Dreams is the movie that needs to come out in a little bit weaker year. But yeah,
Yes,
this year
if
was
it came out
really
last year, it
strong.
might have dominated. Who knows? But I think like I really enjoyed Hamnet, but I do think like Jessie Buckley was a little bit overhyped to be like a full sweep. Like I think she's great, but like I do feel Rose Byrne was like way better just after watching if I had legs I'd kick you, which by the way, Nolan was like, "Why are we watching this movie? This kid sucks." I'm like, "I know. I think that's the point." He's like, "Well, why is that the point?" I'm like, "Yeah, that you're asking the right questions."
Uh
But I'm like, I get it because it's like, yeah, the whole time you're watching, you're like, this is not a fun movie to watch. But I'm like, I just felt like it was very real.
It was crazy. I mean, it's a terrible title for a movie,
That's
but
probably why.
like that performance, it leaves a mark on you. You're just like, oh
Yeah.
God,
I'm
I
like,
need
is
it.
she okay? Like, I was so glad to see her at the Oscars. Like, wow,
It,
you look so nice and like happy, and you're with your husband. Okay, good.
I
And it's
did.
not Christian Slater or Conan O'Brien.
Oh, speaking of Conan Bryan, he was
Oh yeah,
amazing. I think that
really great.
opener was the best cold open I've ever seen. Like,
It
it
was
was
definitely the
so
best.
funny.
It was
And
hilarious and perfect, like the flawless. Like there wasn't like a bad part of it. It was great. Him running through each of the scenes was just incredible. I
also,
did think they were gonna ask if like y'all clan when they went through the sinners one, but
yeah.
it was fine. The way that they did it was great too because they had him like sing, and
Also, Conan O'Brien, I think, did like the best hype job for Ryan Coogler ever when he made that joke about Ryan Coogler declining being a part
oh
of the
yeah,
Academy voting body
yeah,
because he didn't want to judge his peers. He's like,
yeah.
but the rest of y'all are fucking fine with it or
Yeah,
whatever. I was like, oh
clearly, if
my
everyone's
God.
here is fucking fine with it. I think his best joke of the night, though, without a doubt, was the joke of about introducing Command Johnny as like he has the body of a Marvel star or like a Marvel superhero, but he has the voice of like like a nerd, Marvel
Yeah.
nerd. And I was like, that's amazing. And I love that he came out. He was like, I did not know he was gonna say that. That was great. And the way that he was hilarious and he handled
The tie.
the tie for like which is okay, and this is I have to mention this before. I wish you could have been there because I'll show you my ballot if I have to, but like I told Nolan before that category, I was like, because it's live action short and it's like I
Yeah.
really don't, but after doing my handicapping, I was like, it's literally between two titles, and I picked both of them at first because I was like, I just don't know. And then I showed him, I was like, I X'd one out right before the show started so I could
Yeah.
like, and I picked one, but then it was a tie. So I was like, I was even more right. I should give myself plus two, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
And then was it him or was it Conan who like made the joke of like you just ruined all the Oscar ballot betting ballots like
Oh yeah, that was Conan. But I liked how he was like, everybody calm down. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be all right. All right, just chill.
I think Camille should get the award for best presenter because
Agreed. There should
he
always be a best presenter award,
he
like
was
the day after.
he was hilarious and then the fact that he without any sort of disruption handled a tie like
Flawlessly. Way
take
better.
notes Jimmy Kimmel like
Yeah, right? And Conan. Honestly, I was like, this guy's coming for your job. This is so funny because I would give this award every year. I think we should do it. And last year I'm going to just like retroactively award John Mulaney because he was the best and he had that weird monologue or that little bit where he went on about Field of Dreams and how weird that movie is. It's like playing
Oh, was it
baseball with ghosts, legends of baseball. Like it's such a and like how it's just like
wasn't it
hilarious.
wasn't he presenting for like editing? And
Something
so
like
he
that.
he just went on the
And then he
importance of
also
editing.
well, he no, that it was like also told some story about, and he whipped out an email that he had printed out because he was saying like, I don't know if you guys have heard, I'm not just a comedian anymore. I'm actually an actor, just like you. And he was like, this is a real email from my agent, and it was like, hey John, would you or like I've got a new untitled script from Maggie Gyllenhaal. Um, like she wants like if you want read the script, put yourself on tape for young cop. And he was like, and I want you to know this was not offering me young cop. I don't have the role. I had to put myself on tape, and yes I did, and no I didn't get it.
Yeah.
It was so good though. And then he also had the Field of Dreams bit, and I was just like, that in that moment I'm like, he could host the Oscars. And now I'm like, you know what? Camille Nanjiani totally could too. I
Yeah.
thought he really nailed it. And that's like a huge thing because this could have been another fucking like where they fucked up the best picture winner.
Yeah.
So,
Or
you
I
know,
always
he
I always
really
think
sidestepped it.
I always think of Ben Stiller as an all-timer
Oh,
presenter,
so
like
good.
when he went that one year dressed up totally in the Navi makeup,
Yeah.
or like when he did production design and like he was on the lift, but then it stalled. Like,
Yeah.
oh, so
I know.
so
I
great.
was kind of sad not to see him have one of those gags this year. I do feel like like the presenters were like they went on for so long, and like not even a lot of them were that funny. Like a
Mm,
lot of them, I feel like they could just cut those bits. I don't give a fuck. Let the person come up, look pretty, and smile, and say, "Here's the nominees." I don't need
yeah,
anything else. And I feel like the fact that they let those things happen and then they cut so many people off in the middle of their speech, turned off the
dude.
lights, dropped the mic back into the stage. That was like definitely not done all like, oh, let's just do that for the cool effect. No, they did that because they're like, those motherfuckers still be standing there at that mic. We're gonna fucking make it disappear so then they look like idiots. And we're
That
gonna turn the lights off. I was like, this feels cruel.
I felt so bad for the
K-pop
K-pop
demon.
Demon
Yeah.
Hunters, and I'm not even like a fan of that movie, but I felt so
Don't lie,
bad for the
Jace.
like. I watch animated movies, and I thought that one was fine, but I'm like, okay,
Of
you
course you
win.
watched it.
But yeah, I watched it with my niece, and it was fine. But I was so mad for them when they cut the speech off. I'm just like,
It's
dude,
garbage. Yeah.
K-pop Demon Hunters has been giving really good speeches at the award shows, and how dare you cut them off for,
Right?
the culmination of this award season? And I was like, I was mad. I was like, next year you guys better take notes. Like you had a
Yeah.
tie, but then Sean Penn didn't show up, so the time cancels out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why are you rushing these people?
Right. And we all
Chill.
knew it was probably going to be Sean Penn and that he would not be there. He also, I don't know if you know this, but the reason he wasn't there is because he flew on a plane to Ukraine.
I
So he's
saw
in
a
Ukraine
picture
meeting
of
with
that.
Zelensky. So I was like, that's a pretty fucking good reason to not be at the Oscars.
I saw a picture of that, and I wasn't sure if that was real or AI,
No,
but
it's real. Yeah.
that
I thought
sounds like
that was
Sean
cool.
Penn.
President Zelensky is like, he's been here 3 times. He's a great person and he's really helped. Like, he's really trying to help as much as he can. So I was like, that's a pretty fucking cool reason to not be at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Also, probably they wouldn't let him smoke. I bet that was maybe the number one reason, but he doesn't have to tell anyone. We all know that. But I do
What?
feel like overall, minus like the cutoffs of stuff, it was a pretty smooth show and like pretty good over like the whole thing. I
Yeah, I
thought the
was
Sinner's performance was amazing.
that was
I
great.
so cool how they incorporated all the stuff in the movie. I was hoping that they would.
I thought it was good. The one thing is that I feel like it was the audio was mixed kind of weird because it
Mm.
just at certain
The
points
whole night or just at the
just
song?
that performance, like visually
Mm.
it looked great, but the sound of it just sounded like a bunch of things mashed together at
I
different
bet it,
times.
yeah. It's
But
probably harder to pull off live too.
it's a complicated live performance, but I was really
People were
happy they
like,
did it.
yeah, people are just like fucking micro-analyzing everything that Timothy Chalamet did that night, including like that performance. They were like, they put the fucking ballerina right in front of him. I'm like, I don't think that was on purpose. And if it was, that's pretty funny. But also like people are like, "Oh, look at this video of like him and Spielberg at like two different points on the red carpet," and then they
I
walk
saw
by
that.
and they don't like kiss or hang out or like say hi or like whatever, and they're like, "He's Spielberg's intentionally avoiding him." I'm like, and I thought he was at least like I thought he was like a good sport, like laughing through everything.
Yeah. Like they
He didn't
made
look like a psychotic guy who was like really actually angry, but like laughing through it, you know?
well, yeah, like one of the first jokes Conan made was like the terrorist a threat
Yeah.
of they're like there's a chance that the ballet and opera institutions
Communities.
can
Yeah.
bomb us
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. He's like, they're like, a really high level threat right now. And he's like,
And he was
oh,
laughing through it.
and then he was like, oh, they're just mad that you didn't include jazz,
I
which
I
is like great.
I think from like watching the clip of him say it when he was talking to Matthew McConaughey, I think he realized as soon as he said it, like, oh, I
Yeah.
fucked up. Like I was
And
just
also, like, who hasn't ever said anything like that? And it's not like he said, like, I love eating people, like fucking Army Hammer. Like, let's
yeah.
let him go, guys. This is fine. He's still a human being. Like, Jesus.
So speaking of Chalamet, I had a question for you.
I thought you were about to say, speaking of Jesus. And I was going to say, we're about to cut this podcast off right there, if that's where you're going with this.
All the horrors in the world have pushed me into the arms of Jesus again.
I
uh,
have no idea. Bitch, I don't know your life.
no, I was going to ask you. So Chalamet has now been nominated 3 times,
Yeah. I
and
thought he had been three times in a row. I think I said that before, but it was two times in a row. The first time was
was Call Me by Your
2018 for
Name.
Call Me by Your Name, and then
Yeah,
yeah, for Bob Dylan, and then now
yeah.
for Marty Supreme,
So my
which I
que
liked, by the way.
it was good.
It was a good
Um,
movie.
I was going to ask you. Is Chalamet at his young age, is he starting to he hasn't done directing or writing yet, but is he starting to drift into that Bradley Cooper zone
No,
of does the Oscars hate Timothy Chalamet and they're just
no,
edging him for the rest
no.
of his
I don't.
career?
I mean, we'll see where it goes, but I feel like he's more in the Leonardo DiCaprio, and also like people forget that like Leo never won an Oscar until like 2019, right, for The Revenant.
Yeah, the Oscars hate young men.
They
They
hate
they, they
these movies.
never
There's, who else has never won one? Won one? Ugh, I sound like an idiot, but Tom Cruise. I
oh,
mean, it makes sense, but he'll get like an honorary one or maybe a stunt Oscar when they finally introduce that in 2027. I'm sure he'll be the first fucking guy to get that. I mean, he's
yeah.
jumping out of planes, like climbing on top of who knows what. That guy is like, I'll do whatever it takes. I'm surprised that he's not like, I want to shoot a movie in space.
I think what needs to happen, and maybe this breaks the curse for both of them. Bradley Cooper needs to direct a movie that Timothy Chalamet is leading in.
That's a real high stakes, like high risk, high reward game. I
If
don't know
we
if
if
I,
we get
if
that
they do
combo,
that.
I'm going all in on Best Picture,
Okay.
Best Director, Best Actor.
I'm going all in against you then, just to split it so that we don't lose all of our money. Because I feel that like that could either work totally, like you're saying, in their favor and they could overcome whatever obstacles they had individually, but maybe there's some magic there, or it accentuates the things that are really like people don't like right now and it makes them even harder to love, almost impossible to love at this point. That's more realistic to me because I don't know what those two guys would make together, but I'd be interested. I want to watch that the movie from this past year that of course was nominated from Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he
The Is This Thing
directed.
On? It's I want to watch it
I
with
heard it's
Will
really
Arnett and Laura
good.
Dern. I've heard that too, and I've heard some. I've watched the you should watch this, but they do the like directors on directors on
Yeah, yeah.
Variety every year, and they did Bradley Cooper and Guillermo del Toro, which was like really cool because like he had directed Bradley already, so they talked about like working together before, and then like how he learned from him and like what he was doing differently, and I just thought this was really cool. It made me respect Bradley Cooper. Maybe he's not just all doing it for the Oscars. I don't know,
He's
but
learning. He's growing
he
as an artiste.
And it's sad because it's like we're just making like, oh, ha, like you won an award. But I'm like, God, if I was an actor, like that's exactly what I would want. Like who would? You'd always say, oh yeah, I don't want it. But I just feel like whenever they said in 2027 that they'll be on YouTube, so is that next year? They'll be on
Oh yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
right?
I actually think that's a really smart move on the Oscars part.
Yeah, I do too. And I really think it could be actually like, hey, maybe we'll fix this thing where we're not cutting people off just so that we can get to the Bachelorette. Because I feel like that's the only reason that they were cutting into the time, right? We got the
Yeah.
Bachelorette after this. I don't give a fuck what your programming is. Schedule it for tomorrow. Why the
And
fuck
it,
is it on after the Oscars?
and it's not even like an actual episode. It's like an
Exactly. It was like all the
introduction. It's like
women. It was the women.
let's
Yeah.
show them show I obviously I watched The Bachelorette. So
Of course.
let's show Taylor to all of the other bachelorettes. But now The Bachelorette, that's a whole other topic because right after the Oscars, it came out. There's news that broke that she was in a domestic violence situation where she was like an abuser. Like it's getting messy.
Wow.
But
Sounds
that's a
like
whole
some
other
Emma Roberts
podcast.
shit. Yeah. Wow. Well, and this really took a turn, but fucking crazy world out there. Also, while we're just on new shit before we transition to our movie, Dune Part 3 trailer just dropped, and I know you watched it, and I figure it's like, I
Dune be
mean,
Dunin'.
that yes, it is. Dune B.
Robert
I
Pattinson
can't.
is bald. I'm
No,
excited.
I don't. Well, okay, he's bald. I think he has really short hair, but it's blonde. But I couldn't tell because I thought it would look like he had bleached blonde eyebrows and hair.
Well, as a bald man, I'm just going to say he's bald.
Yeah, I know. He's
Because
close enough for you.
I want to have one thing to relate with Rob Pattinson on.
With
So
Bob Pattinson, please don't
my
don't
guy
ever call
Bob.
him don't ever call him that.
I'm going to start calling him
Bob,
Bob. I like that. Bob
no,
Pattinson. My guy
Bob
Bob.
Pattinson. That sounds like a guy, like a neighborhood dude. Um, but yes, okay. I just wanted to make sure you saw it, but it's great. It
It
was
looks
awesome.
good.
I looks good,
Stacked
and he's
cast.
dude. The cast is crazy. I feel like this one's gonna be going even harder. And clearly, him and Johnny makeup, which I know that they did because I've read ahead of what happens in books. I mean, I can't keep track of it. It's all insane. But I was like, I know they get back together at some point. So
We'll,
good
we'll
thing
have,
that they just start that off with the pod.
we'll have to bring Sarah Beth back as our
Yeah, she'll have
resident
to.
expert for that. But I
Yeah,
don't, I'm excited for it. I trust Denny
yeah.
Villeneuve. I think this is going to be one of those all-timer trilogies. I think this is going to be up there with Lord of the Rings. Like,
I agree with you. It's the first one since Lord of the Rings, and like The Matrix, and like all like we used to get like, and even I would say Harry Potter, but it's like seven movies, but
yeah.
whatever.
The
You
Matrix
get
isn't
these
even a
like
good trilogy. The first one is amazing, and then the other ones are okay
I
at best.
actually enjoyed the other ones, but they're not so bad. But that's because like I feel like they don't try to make Keanu do as much. He's more just like action and less talky
It's because
talky,
they
and
go
that's like
all
what he needs to do.
CGI.
Yeah,
But
perfect. Good. CGI his face. I don't care. That's gonna make me happy, except for Hugo Weaving, and he's also a reason to watch anything. So,
yes,
but yeah, I'm glad that Dune be Dunin for Dune 3, which is this December. It comes out the same day as Avengers Doomsday, so everyone's calling it's Doomsday.
Dune's Day. Well, I know which one I'll be seeing.
No contest, but like, can you imagine seeing those two movies back to back? It'd be like fucking Lord of the Rings back, like all again, like trying to see two of those like 3 hour movies plus. Because you don't tell me Infinity or whatever this is called, Doomsday is not going to be 3 hours plus.
I just don't see how this is going to work out in Marvel's favor because Marvel hasn't put out anything that people like really love.
That's why they're bringing everybody back. That's what they're
I
hoping
I
for.
know, but it's like, is there any excitement leading up to this other than trailers and marketing? Like, there's no movies
No.
that are like, oh, this really set up this event. It's like,
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. wore green to the Oscars, so maybe.
yeah, shocking.
I mean, the marketing's clearly working. I noticed. No,
Robert
they're
Downey
dumb.
Jr.
They're
could
dumb as fuck.
retire for his
Yeah.
life and his entire kids and generations after him's life
Oh yeah.
based off how much they're paying him to do this.
Simu Liu was like he had a whole like half of the set. Like it would be like this whole half area was just like his like down is what they called it Downy Land. And he's like every time we went there, it was like, oh, I can and he's like, just eat, take whatever you want. He was like, really? Like he felt like he was like he just always had people there. And I was like, of course this guy, because he got paid so much. He's like, I'm gonna be living the bougie life while
If
playing a
if
villain in a mask.
if Doomsday underperforms, I think we're going to see Disney acquired by another company in 2027.
Fuck me. Okay, well, we better go see Doomsday. We better do the full Doomsday then if we're gonna save film cinema, just you and I, and everybody actually out there. This is a call to action. We cannot let the corporate companies win.
All right, let's take a quick break and then get into cold storage.
So when did the outbreak start? That's unclear.
Oh my God. What is it?
I don't know. But it's big.
This place was military storage back in the day. You wanna go down and see it? No.
I don't feel so good.
Jesus Christ!
We have a real problem here. There's like a virus or a fungus.
No shit.
That's not natural. That fucking deer just took the fucking elevator.
Keep Travis calm.
I heard my name. Is he talking about me?
Could you please ask him to shut the fuck up?
What's he saying?
We're gonna be fine.
All right, let's talk about cold storage. I was curious, how did you hear about this movie? Because I never heard about this movie before you brought it up.
Well, I follow like a shit ton of movie things, and I'm just like you said, or like I've said multiple times, this is
Joe
just like,
Keery fan pages.
yeah, that too. I'm obsessed with Joe Keery. I love him. I always love to play, I feel like Steve is always going to be my favorite character from Stranger Things, no matter what. Maybe my favorite character from all of TV. But also Joe Keery, I think is so talented, and like I'm so hyped post Stranger Things to see what he does, because I think he'll be one of the ones that like continues on. And I personally had seen a clip, or it was I saw the trailer when it came out, because I see like every trailer, even the little ones. And this one I was like, oh, it's never gonna play anywhere near me because it's such a tiny little indie film. But I was like, it's got the chick from Barbarian and Joe Keery and fucking Liam Neeson. And I'm like, this
Hmm.
looks fun. So then I saw a clip of like them on Rotten Tomatoes or something, and it was Liam Neeson and Joe Keery and Georgina Campbell, and he was talking about how Liam Neeson was just talking up Joe Keery and saying that he thinks he's the next like Cary Grant, like he really thinks he's like a full bona fide movie star, and I'm just like, damn, that's pretty fucking sick.
High
And
praise.
yeah, that's high praise, and I was like, cool, that I love that for him. And then when I saw this was on streaming, I was like, I'm gonna buy it to support it since I couldn't see it in a theater near me, and I am very happy. It's very like a tiny movie, but yeah, I just kind of heard about it randomly. I think the Liam Neeson talking about Joe Keery is really what sealed the deal for me, though.
Yeah, yeah, let's just talk about Joe Keery because I mean, first off, I was really proud of him in this movie. He doesn't have the Steve hair,
Yeah,
so
or the voice, it's
he's
different.
he's not bound to the look.
Yeah,
And
he actually has a totally different vibe as a character. He has some of the Steve elements, I would say, where like he's like, "Oh, come on," or like getting like just like freaked out. But like honestly, I feel like Steve was more like, "Let me handle shit," you know?
yeah, like Steve was like the cool kid in
Yeah, he was the
Stranger
popular
Things.
guy.
And then he graduates high school, and then he's like, "Oh, I have to get a job, and I can't just be the cool kid wherever I go."
And then he
Um,
becomes a great person. But yeah,
yeah. So, and then this guy is, he's on probation. He's got tats. I loved like the whole relationship between him and then what's the girl from Barbarian's name again?
oh,
George.
Georgina Campbell.
Like I love I love when she's like, "Why do you talk the way that you do?"
Yeah.
And he's like, I've just known people who talk like this. That's why I talk like that." She's like, "Why do you talk kind of black?" Like,
Yeah, exactly. He's like totally, it felt like a real throwback for like the early 2000s. Like all these like fucking guys like been trying to be like Vanilla Ice and like be like, no, I could talk like that too. But you're like, we all see you, dude. Like
yeah,
you're not pulling it off. However,
She's like,
so
"Oh, you're from a
curious.
non-violent prison." Okay.
That's what she realizes, yeah. And then it's like, okay, that's funny. Honestly really enjoyed her character and like thought she was great. I think she's definitely like a horror like mainstay actress by this point. I think
Yeah.
we can say.
Well, has she done other horror things besides Barbarian?
Yes, she's been in there's another horror movie that she did. I forget the name, but it was like one where she gets lost in the woods or she's working as like a fucking park ranger and like there's this mysterious disappearances and then she gets lost. I don't fucking know. But that one came out. I never saw it, but
She
I
was
was
in
at
Influencers,
yeah, influencers. I was just gonna say the sequel she popped up in, and then in the newest thing, it was Psycho Killer. That movie is another small movie that came out.
which is apparently terrible
I've
from
heard it's horrible. It came out in February, and like it's her, and like it's a from a serial killer's point of view. I don't know. Seems like we already got In a Violent Nature, dude. Try something else.
yeah.
However, I've just read that people were like, "This is the dumbest movie." So
Well,
hopefully that one doesn't work against her because it's like kind of small still. But
people were excited for Psycho Killer because isn't it the same writer as like Seven? I
yes.
think that was the deal, and it's apparently not the deal. But
I mean, honestly, though, the thing is like, has anyone ever seen Donnie Darko? And then has anyone ever seen any other movie by that same writer director? You never should if you have not. It is horrible. Like some people just get fucking lucky is all the thing. I would say that Andrew, I know like it's gonna be weird that I know this, but Andrew Kevin Walker is the guy who you're talking about, the screenwriter who wrote Seven. I know it just by memory. He also wrote The Killer for that recent David Fincher movie with Michael Fassbender.
oh yeah,
He also wrote Panic Room
Oscar
and
winning.
Sleepy Hollow, which is with the
You
Johnny Depp, which
you
is my
love
one
that.
of my favorites. He wrote The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro, and I'll tell you, the script really wasn't the problem there. Honestly, I don't really know what the problem was. I kind of enjoyed that movie, but like he's done actually, I would say like more goods than bad. But there is a lot of like he also did 8 mm, which is a pretty weird one with it's like kind of a Seven knockoff with Nick Cage, and he's investigating
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this basically like fucking video of like someone being tortured and killed on camera, and he's supposed to track down who did it and see if he can find out. I forget, but it's weird. So it's not like no one's gonna be hitting all the time, but like I feel from what I've heard, Psycho Killer is quite the miss.
That's yeah. That's all I've
He's
heard about it.
61 years old now. Crazy.
Who would have thought? People getting
I mean,
older, they maybe are
shut
not
up.
as good as when they're in their prime.
I mean,
But
hey, that's one thing we could talk about with David Kep, right? I mean, we kind of so the writer of and not director of this movie, but the writer of Cold Storage is the same guy who wrote the movie we talked about last week, Jurassic World
hmm
Rebirth. How did you feel personally, comparison wise, with the characters? Because I felt like rewatching Jurassic World Rebirth after watching Cold Storage, I was like, I'm pretty disappointed in the characterizations. However, I'm sure like the studio was involved and all that shit, but
you were disappointed in the characterization of
in Jurassic World
Rebirth or
Rebirth, yeah.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we just talked about Rebirth. There's a lot of problems that we have with the writing
But it just
and
this movie I felt like really was a lot better in a shorter period of time, don't you think?
yeah, so I really enjoyed this movie because it reminded me of a genre that I don't really feel like exists today. Or maybe it does. Maybe the genre is straight to streaming movies. But
I think you're right.
like this movie felt like a B movie
From like the
where
90s or 2000s or something.
yeah, or like the 80s like I googled like you know B movies and like some of the movies that that pulled up was like The Blob, which The Blob
Mhm.
is great.
Yes.
But it's like this genre of movie of where like the plot is so simple that you could tell someone the plot in a text message. That's like how I
Literally.
think like people who work at a storage unit, there's an outbreak of evil
A,
thing that can kill
a
everyone,
fungus or a virus, yeah.
and the workers at the storage unit have to figure it out, and then there's also another person that comes in and helps them. Like
And
that's
no
the
surprise, it's Liam
yeah,
Neeson.
like that's the plot. And it's like the description alone is like
Even the name is kind of shorthand for what you just said. Literally
yeah,
cold storage.
it's like the description tells you, hey, just enjoy this movie, just have fun with it.
At the
This
very
is
beginning, it's like, buckle up. This shit's
I
real. Did
loved
you
that.
enjoy that?
I
You're
thought
like,
that was so funny. Like, pay attention. This shit is real.
I was like, this is amazing. And how funny of like, I just felt like this movie had a lot of really cool, like stylistic flourishes overall. Like, like the director, I thought added a lot of like cool stuff to the film that probably was extra. Like, it's like a tiny little indie film. I feel like the visual effects were like really funny, how they like were not great, but he like made them good because it was just like they just went buck wild with them. They're like, we don't give a fuck, but it was like way more watchable than like say Sci-Fi Channel or something because you're like that shit is bad. Maybe it's just we're better like appreciate like bad effects are still not that bad nowadays. They look
Yeah.
like some of the stuff from the 90s at their best. So
Well, it's like it pointed out to me like the importance of these movies because it's like it feels like everything either has to be a huge box office hit or it's a failure. And some of like the best directors that we have right now come from small beginnings. And like I
yeah,
don't think anyone would consider Saw as a B movie. But that's totally like it's a low budget, small movie, and we got James Wan and Lee Winnell from there.
yeah,
And then Lee Winnell went out to do one of the best low budget B action movies of all time, Upgrade,
yeah,
like on a small budget. It's like these movies are important because they give a place for people to be like a stepping stone. Like
exactly.
no one's going to argue this movie is the greatest movie of all time. But
No,
Joe
this ain't
Keery,
winning Oscars.
but like Joe Keery he's doing the hardest job that really like we've maybe only seen like Robert Pattinson successfully overcome. Robert Pattinson, Christian Bale, of like being typecasted into a role that they're really known for and being able to break out of that. And Joe Keery, like
Yeah,
Stranger Things is the biggest thing since, I don't know, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones. Like it's going to be hard
yeah.
for him to break that mold. And all of the people from that
No
show.
pun intended about
Yeah.
mold.
Yeah.
But this is the great first movie then if he's really trying to do that. I thought I was impressed that he was not doing just Steve Harrington again,
Yeah. And like, and
right?
that's the other thing with yeah, that Joe Keery that we
Yeah,
like
get
a
his name
lot.
right.
Sorry, there.
It's okay.
I'm breaking the
When you're
mold.
in my house, you get my wife's name right. From Step Brothers, had to
Yeah,
yell it.
yeah. But
Sorry.
but no, like Joe Keery, like I liked him in Stranger Things, but I didn't love Joe Keery until Spree.
Yes. Which, if you haven't seen that, please look it up. I'm sure. I think it's on Hulu.
Yeah, I think it's a Hulu movie, but
Probably, honestly, though, it's so good. He's a murdering Uber drivers for the ratings because he
yeah,
wants to be
it's
famous.
like
It's so good.
it's like a social media movie that does it really well, and he is great in it. He's an Uber
Hmm.
driver that goes crazy,
It's so
and
good.
he's so good. And it's like that movie was where I was like, oh, this guy is way more than Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The only person from Stranger Things that I'm like, oh, this person's going to be really good outside of Stranger Things was uh uh J- Joseph Quinn, like as
Mm,
Eddie.
of
I was
course.
like,
Yeah.
I
How
love
did I
him.
not know that's who you were going to say? I know. You got a big boner for Eddie.
And
I
then
do
when I
too. I
saw him
love him. Quiet
in
Place.
Quiet Place Day One, I was like, dude, this guy's got it. Gladiator, I was like, you're one of the only good things about this movie, Gladiator 2. But yeah, like Joe Keery really impressed me. And so I was excited to
Yay.
watch this. And he's really good. And I'm really excited for his career. I hope he doesn't get pulled into a superhero thing like Joseph
No.
Quinn did. Like
Yeah.
I'm a little worried that Joseph Quinn is going to be Johnny Storm for the rest of his life.
We'll
Yes.
see. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, who knows? The fact that he's done other stuff first helps probably because it's like not like Tom Holland where it's like that's where you're from. Now get back to being Spider-Man. As soon as he does anything else, it's like,
Hey,
okay, well, we need another Spidey movie.
Tom Holland just got married. He's just Tom now.
I
right?
don't. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, they lost the name. That's cute.
Or I think I saw Zendaya is now Zendaya Holland, but I think we should just call him Tom.
Yeah,
Tom and
that's better.
Zendaya.
That's great. I love that. That was a funny joke. Good job, Jace.
I got a few. But
I got a
yeah.
few, not a lot, but I do get a few. That's how I always tell Nolan. I could be funny sometimes, not all the time, but just sometimes I can be pretty funny.
But then the same thing with like Georgina Campbell. Like she was
Yeah,
in Barbarian, huge movie, and I haven't really seen her since then.
I've seen her like in random
She's
stuff.
been in a couple things, but like she's really good. And so like a movie like this, especially in the horror genre, it's like it's not that often I feel like people start in the horror genre and then they pop over to other genres. It's more like they get established in other things and then they're like, "Oh, I'll dip my toe in horror."
Hmm.
So like Georgina Campbell, the more that she's in, the happier I am because I think
Me
she's
too.
wonderful. And her and Joe Keery together were
Weren't they just a
fantastic.
treat? I thought it was delightful. Their chemistry was so good, and I personally just very much related to him because he's like, I'm just a people pleaser, and I'll just go along with a lot of things. And I thought, like, what a great little character arc for him. And I thought
Hmm.
it was really well done in this kind of a movie that you're like, have no expectations going in that you're going to get anything kind of like that. You're like, this is going to be a silly ass movie. I mean, like, within the first 30 minutes there's a cat that crawls up and like fucking impales its own head on like a giant like thing, and I just thought that was the funniest shit I've ever seen. I was like, this cat just suicided in the funniest way possible.
Well,
um
well, and
but yeah,
those two together, I also loved because, and this also goes back to David Kemp in that, like,
the writer.
yeah, like the way that their relationship is written, it's not this outward romantic relationship like we talked about with Jurassic Rebirth. Like our
Yeah,
biggest problem was Scarlett Johansson is like this really great actor, but it feels like her entire character is written to be flirty. And it's
and
like,
like not just surface level because it's like she's protecting herself, so she's hiding everything. Well, give us a little more, bitch.
yeah, it's like you're underutilizing this really good actor. Like, what are
Yeah,
we doing here? And that feels like total studio sort of things.
exactly.
And so, like this, the fact that they had so much chemistry, and the chemistry revolved around them getting to know each other, not necessarily falling in love, because
100%.
this whole story is like the the the
Just
zombie apocalypse is happening. You don't have a first kiss in the zombie
no.
apocalypse. Like,
But exactly, and that's why like it's not like doesn't take time out of it to be like stupid like that. Like everything feels like they are aware of their situation. They're not taking time to like, oh, like you said, have a moment in our first kiss. It's like no shit's going crazy. But also it feels like I think one of the most relatable aspects of this movie is like everyone has been at like a job, I'm sure, like where you're at a retail store
yeah.
and you're like just there for 8 hours and it's like especially from like 4 or 5 to 9 o'clock. Those were the worst hours ever because it was like no one's there shopping. And whenever like you're just like so bored out of your mind.
Yeah.
If I heard some fucking ticking going off and I was like, I would also be like, let's break down the wall. We're going to figure this shit out. Like, I would hope that something exciting would be done there. Maybe not this exactly with the fungus and the fucking shit and the rat king, but like, just like everything about that felt extremely relatable. I don't know if you could relate to that, but for me, it feels like if you've worked retail, you're like, I've been bored enough. I would break through the fucking hole in the wall if I had an opportunity or a reason.
I mean, my first like job was was working at a Safeway, and I was my official title was Night Stalker.
Of
I
course it was.
went in and stocked the shelves, so my hours were like
Stalker. Okay, I thought you literally
I
said stalker,
I
Stalker. I was
that
like, of
yep
course you fucking were, you pervert.
yeah the
What were you
Safeway
stalking? The
Safeway Night
parking lot?
Stalker. I was stalking customers, making sure they come in the morning. But
Gross.
but like yeah, I would go in at like 11 p.m. and I worked until like 6 a.m. just
Jesus.
stocking the shelves, listening to music. And yeah, it sucked, but like, a lot of first jobs they kind of suck. But I was gonna ask you, speaking of Rat King, have you prior to this movie, did you know what a Rat King was? Have you
Oh
heard that
yeah,
term
of
before?
course.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
of course
You're smart. You're smart.
I'm a fucking I'm not I don't know if that's necessarily smart. I'm just into weird fucked up shit, so I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it a while back, but I never really like fully looked into it until Together. Because in the movie
Mm,
Together, he finds
there's
that
a big
rat
rat
king,
king. Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, this one was like way worse." They're like, "That one's eating that one," and they're all covered in like green slime. I was like Joker. He's like, or I guess Tea Cake. I did think his name was cute in this movie, Tea Cake. It was kind of ridiculous, but he kind of worked it. Anyways, I thought it was hilarious that he's like, "This is so fucked." Like, obviously, I think this is worse than just to like look at that shit. And then it does cut to it. You're like, that rat is literally eating another rat it's stuck to. What the fuck am I looking at? Like, but it's great because all the effects are like low budget, so it feels like
Yeah.
anything that would maybe be too gross or something is like really easy to take. Like, I don't think anything of this. I feel like if it was really good effects, it'd probably be a lot more disturbing.
Yeah, this
You think?
movie, yeah, this movie is described as like splatter horror, but
Exactly.
like this is not a splatter kind of movie in the same
That
way
makes me
that
feel like a Toxic Avenger
or like an Evil
and
Dead.
Terrifier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which yeah, splatter horror does not translate to like gore. It's
I would
more
say, yeah.
comedic.
It's more like this is like Zombieland or what's another good one? Have you ever seen the movie Evolution from like early
Oh yeah,
2000s,
yeah,
David Duchovny? And there's like that one feels like very similar where it's like funny, but it's also like they got an alien up the guy's ass that they got to cut out of there or something.
yeah.
And I just remember being like, that traumatized me as a child, and that's a comedy. So like I feel like this movie is definitely in that pantheon, and we don't get enough of them, and they're my favorite kind of movies, honestly.
They're really fun and they are really good for low budget movies of just being
Hmm.
able to do the splatter, you know.
And
But
also the fact that like this one just delights in its score in a way that like makes you have fun with it. Like I felt like it doesn't have the feeling of like seeing that shit in a Saw movie because you're like, this is grimy and like really
yeah,
dark. There's no joy in it. No
there's,
one's happy to be here.
there's nothing realistic about it.
You could tell the director is like having a blast with all the gore in this movie, like let alone like just from all the ways that the things die, but like also like the reindeer taking the elevator, like or like the deer in the elevator. He's like, that fucking deer just took the fucking elevator.
I love
Um,
that part.
or like the lines that's like the book and winter, the baby daddy comes in and he's like, "Open your mouth, I want to throw up in it." It's like what? Like it's so gross, but it's also like just so hilarious and then it's like, no, gross. What the fuck? And then the whole line of like, what's wrong with him? Oh, he's got COVID. I was like, that was so fucking good. That line got me. I was like, I feel like it's been plenty enough time now that I can fully laugh at that.
I love when Joe Keery is talking to Georgina Campbell and she's isn't she like wanting to be a vet or something and he's like
Yeah.
explaining the Haitian
Oh yeah, the Haitian
the
voodoo magic.
Haitian voodoo. He's like, you don't know about Haitian
Yeah.
zombies? Don't you want to be a vet? Like
I know.
those
I was
two
like,
translate to each other.
I also thought that was cute. He was like honestly the comedy in this movie was just so unexpected. I feel like and off the bat, like Liam Neeson especially really hilarious. I wanted to ask you though about the cameo at the beginning. To like because I mentioned I don't know if I mentioned, but the chick from Smile is like the one at the beginning and her character's name is like pretty amazing. I don't know if you had looked it
Dr.
up.
Hero Martin.
So it's like Doc Martens, but also
Yeah.
like the fact that her name is Hero and then she gets killed immediately was just like hilarious. So I was like, this is fun. This is a fun movie, like right off the bat. But I was like, so they just got her so that they could call her Doc Martens. And I
Yeah.
thought that's clever. Now that was worth it, I think. I think it was worth it. But that was a great whole like sequence, I thought.
I think in history, like when Liam Neeson dies, I think we're gonna look back at his career and say he had the greatest like last third of a career of all
Yeah,
time because
agreed.
he did Taken and then every movie since then he's just been that character
Hmm.
and
Or even when he does comedy, he's like riffing on that
yeah
character.
like
And it's totally works because he's weirdly not playing it any different. Like in Ted 2, when he's
yeah
like trying to buy Lucky Charms and he's like, and I won't be followed, or the
yeah
like tricks because they're for kids. And he's like, I won't be followed. It's
Yeah.
like acting all intense, and he's not even like doing it as a joke. He's just acting the same way he would in that movie.
Yeah,
That's
like
why it works.
it's not a criticism of ability. It's just this is what people are asking him to do, and he's like, "How much do you pay me to do that?" Okay, yeah, let's do it. And
This feels like him, like post Naked Gun, the reboot with the comedy aspect, which I love that for him. He's like such a dry kind of comedy though, because
yeah,
it's like you're not used to this guy fucking spitting jokes. So
yeah,
when he does, he gets me. Like it's almost like sometimes they take a second for you to like they fully kick in because you're just like I never am expecting like the best jokes ever from him. And when he delivers a lot in this movie. He was hilarious.
yeah. Like the whole last third of the movie, he's lying on the ground because he hurt his back because he's old.
It
But
was
like,
so good.
but he's still doing the taken bit, and it's hysterical.
I know.
It's
Oh
so
my God.
funny, and I'm like, Liam Neeson has the greatest like last act of his career ever.
I think you're right.
He's just rolling in the dough. Like he's got Taken One, which is a great movie, and I think he gave his whole heart and soul into that. And then they're like, "Oh, we'll pay you so much to do a sequel and
Do it
another
again.
sequel. Oh, can you be this character in Ted? Can you can you do this character in Naked Gun, but in like a comedy sort of sense?
Yeah.
Like he is such a good
Yeah.
actor. He's so
Hmm.
good, and to be able to just like play this super serious action star through so many movies, whether action or not action movie, it's just hysterical. And he is so funny, and like his timing is perfect.
Yeah. He's
Like,
really fun, like great with that. You're right. He's got like the comedic timing down fucking really well that you're like, well, I mean, not me. Obviously, he's a really well trained actor, like you said, but you're like, comedy is hard for everybody. So
well, it's
the
like,
fact that of course, he can do it is perfect.
Leslie Mann, from Naked Gun. He was always a comedian. Sorry,
Hmm.
not Leslie Mann. His name is
Leslie
Leslie.
Nielsen.
Thank you, thank you.
I was like, Leslie Mann, are you talking about Judd
Not
Apatow's
Judd
wife?
Apatow's wife, the other Leslie,
There's
the one
actually a
guy
lot.
named Leslie.
There's another one. I don't want to burst your bubble. There's like 5 Leslies in Hollywood at the moment.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to tell me that off pod because I'm curious now.
No, we're taking time. I'm gonna go through every Leslie right now.
But like Leslie
I'll learn
Nielsen,
today.
Leslie Nielsen, he was always a comedy actor, and so like in Naked Gun, he was a comedy actor
He
trying
was
to.
actually a dramatic actor originally. I don't know if you know this.
Excuse me, uh, you know the history better than I do, but I've
I'm sorry.
interpreted him as a
Well,
comedy
I
actor.
only knew him as a comedy actor my whole life, and then I
Okay.
found some really old movies, and he plays like a
You
fucking.
watching really old movies? No way.
I know, but he pops up randomly, and I saw him young, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like it was just I've only ever seen him with white hair, like
Yeah.
Steve Martin kind of a thing. So, anyways, he used to be a dramatic actor, and he had the same voice. So I was like, "How is anyone taking this guy seriously?" Is
it's
my
like
problem.
it's like to me he was always a comedy actor that then faked being an action actor. And then
100%.
Liam Neeson is kind of going the opposite route. Liam Neeson is like I'm a full-blown action actor
Hmm.
and I also know how to do comedy. Y'all didn't know. And now I'm
Yeah.
doing it. It's really the route The Rock should go.
Hmm.
But he just has
Smart.
it's the route that
Jason Statham could never go.
Jason Statham's not funny.
Good God, he probably will try though one day.
Jason Statham would need a comedy stunt man to be able
Yeah.
to be funny. But I
That's
love
good.
Jason Statham. But like John Cena, hilarious.
Yes,
And
totally.
John Cena's not trying to get an Oscar. He's just trying
Hey,
to
one
be
day.
funny.
Give
He's
him a minute.
he's
He'll
really good.
Get there.
Give him more time than The Rock because
Hey, I could see the Rock. I feel like I could see the Rock winning an Oscar before John Cena, but we live in a crazy
I will
world. Who
take
knows?
that bet. I will
Okay.
take that bet so
Take it
hard.
to the banks.
John
Let's do
Cena
it.
is winning an Oscar, winning any award before The Rock.
No, Oscar. You can't say any award. That really opens things up.
Let's
to
be
many
realistic.
floodgates.
The Rock hasn't won anything, but whatever. But
He's still been nominated at least
for a Golden
for
Globe.
Golden Globe. That's you're saying something.
But
Hey,
yeah.
when's the last time you were nominated for a Golden Globe, bitch? Or
I mean,
John
I
Cena.
don't want to
Like that.
brag, I just want to talk about other
Get the
people's
fuck
work.
out of here. Yeah. I am actually not a part of the academy because I don't enjoy judging peers.
All right. Thank you, Ryan Coogler. I almost said R.I.P. and I'm like, wait, he's not dead.
Please don't say that. Get us canceled before anyone even finds us.
If Ryan Coogler suddenly died, I think the world would revolt. But
Yeah. And
yeah.
it wouldn't be our
Anyways,
fault.
Liam Neeson, he's hilarious. He's real good. It felt like Liam Neeson did this movie because like he had some sort of connection to the director because the director, Johnny Campbell, this is like his first feature length movie. He's done a bunch of TV shows and directing different episodes of a show. And so like for
Does he
Liam,
like know Liam Neeson or something?
I don't know. I just have to assume
Maybe he like kidnapped his daughter and Liam Neeson owes him a favor.
like if you get Liam Neeson in your first movie, I feel like there's got to be some nepotism that's going on there or some
I
connection
agree.
that's going
That
on.
is too, that's a good fucking point. You're right.
But
I mean,
like
the
yeah,
fact that like he already like he immediately even just on the phone like immediately like calls out like Joe Keery as a bitch was hilarious. That he's like because he's like what's he saying? What's going on? And he's like I hear someone else there with you. Could you please ask him to shut the fuck up? And it's like what's he saying? He's Travis, can you please shut the fuck up? And then like later when he meets him, he's like, you must be Travis, like a suit or tea cake or whatever it is. I guess they'd say Travis. He doesn't call him tea cake. I can't imagine Liam Neeson calling anyone tea cake. But that is, I just thought that was pretty funny that as soon as like he runs up to them, he's like, you must be Travis.
Yeah.
Like he just does it so subtly and it's so good. I also loved his banter with like his partner. And
Uh-huh.
like when he wakes up and his wife's like, who is that? It's like, oh, it's my other wife. And it's like, how can you be funny first thing when you wake up? I was like, that's something I would yell at Nolan or something. As I feel like, how is your brain working already? I would also be that way. And I thought that was great. He's just like, he was like perfectly, like exactly. I feel like that kind of a guy who's like that military dude background with like
Mhm.
nukes in his fucking suitcase or
The
whatever.
nuke suitcase.
Yeah, he's like,
It's not a
what if
thing.
these it's like that is a suitcase with a nuke in it. Um, but I feel like he had like this. Basically, it felt very in character for someone like that who's basically always waiting for the call of like something's going wrong to be just like out of bed and immediately alert, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
that actually is pretty on point, but it's also fucking hilarious.
Yeah, like the only like rationale I could put in my head of like how did they get Liam Neeson to do this part is they were just like, hey, uh all of your scenes are going to be either on the phone or you're going to be lying on your back. So like you're not going to have to do anything very strenuous.
That like is just an incredible sequence because he's like literally just taking everybody down while he's still on the ground, and you're like, this is believable. I really do feel that Liam Neeson, you could take out his hip and he would still be fine. Like when his partner shows up at the end and she's like, "Oh, your back's like I'm glad I didn't come with you. Like your back seems totally fine." He's like, "Ah, shut the fuck up." 'Cause he's like on the ground. It's like, "Yeah, it's good to see your back's totally fine." Or when he's like, "Oh boy, looks old," and she's like, "So are we, and we still work." Like they just had like a great little like very believable partners for like 30
Yeah.
years. Fucking like again, like he said, my other wife. It just felt like
Or like I
so
love
good.
when they go get the nuke suitcase and it's at like her son's or
Yeah,
grandson's
it
house.
was their
And like
sons. Yeah.
yeah. And like going like, what are you doing? I almost shot you. It reminded me of like what was the Brad Pitt Angelina Jolie movie, Mr.
Oh
and
yeah.
Mrs. Smith? It was like Vince Vaughn. He's like, Ma, I almost killed you.
Yeah, because he's hiding out Brad Pitt down there and his mom, and he just like fucking cocks the shotgun. He's like, "Bob, I almost killed you just there. You don't even know."
It's like my wife would be so mad if she knew you were here. Like
I know. I love that whole thing. I'm like, I love that that was just like a little aside, but like added a lot to like her little character.
yeah.
All of it just really was a great. I feel like just the characters were very unique, and all of them together worked. And even like the army chick on the phone, Abigail, or the
Yeah, she
fake
was
name
great.
Abigail, she was so good, and I really loved that whole thing with her and Liam Neeson and him being like, I'm reminding you why you fucking signed up for this shitty ass life." And like I thought that was a really cool moment, and I'm glad that like she shows back up for him at the end, and like I was like, that's great.
And her boss, who is like the
Yes.
guy that Liam Neeson hates, he is so recognizable. I'm pulling up
He's
his
he's from
IMDb.
Barbarian as well. Him and Georgina Campbell
Oh
don't
yeah,
share
that's right.
scenes,
He's
but
from.
he's the father guy who like is the serial killer and who starts the whole shit. And he's like the one who kills himself in the basement.
Oh,
But
that's
he's like the
right.
raper basically, the kidnapper guy.
He was
So
he was also in the Carl
he's
Urban, The Rock Doom
oh,
from
that's what I know him
2005, which
from.
I love. I
I've
ride
watched that.
hard for that movie.
I need to read because that one scene that's like
The
actually
FPS scene,
it's
first
like give us
person
the whole
shooter.
movie though. Come on. I feel like yeah, I guess that's I have no idea what you're talking about with that, but sure, I'll take your word for it if that's a thing.
Just giving the shout out because people shit on that movie. I'm like, that movie is very informative to my teenage years. So let's calm down a little bit.
Hey,
But
I get it. I'm the same way with the Spice World movie and like everything else that from my
Doom,
childhood. It's
Doom,
precious.
yeah, Doom,
And Doom is
2000,
from your childhood. Jesus fuck.
Doom
Didn't you grow up in the
2005
church?
is the male Spice World. Okay,
That was like when you were in high school. You weren't a child.
I mean, based off today's standards, 2005, I was a child.
I guess you're right. You are technically a child. Not right now, but you know.
Uh,
Anyways,
at heart, but yeah, yeah, like the dynamic of the main story being the storage units and Joe
contained and like kind
Curie,
of yeah.
yeah, Joe Curie and Georgina Campbell, like their main story, and then you have this little side story of like I don't know what Department of Defense it is, but like we'll just call it secret agents, of like the people who put this alien thing into containment and Liam Neeson. It's all very fascinating and like how that all works.
And like how he's like talking at the beginning when she's like, you guys, or he's like, so like you deal with like this space stuff a lot. And it's like, she's like, no. And he's like, oh yeah, we do it all the time. And his partner's like, don't listen to him. He's like, yeah, no, that's our first thing. But he's like, normally it's like nukes and like other things like that. I mean, it sounds like from everything that he says to everyone the whole time, which is, you know what I'm gonna have to do, right? Which is I'm just brought in to fucking blow the place up and make sure there's no survivors, which is basically like now that you've seen Dreamcatcher, he's kind of like the Morgan Freeman character. There's no way to solve this thing unless you nuke it and just
Yeah.
destroy everything and let nothing get away, which is kind of like medically what they recommend if there's a virus, right? Not that they necessarily, but they quarantine, keep it all in one area. You can't let it get out or else the outbreak is like uncontainable, right? So he's not wrong, but it is kind of the harsh truth of like this kind of situation where he's like, hey, like this guy's running at him, like, gotta murder him, gotta murder him. But I love that. I feel like he's just like the cleaner kind of a guy,
Yeah.
basically, like the cleaner, but for like the government.
I
But
like
he
how the
also disposes of like nuclear and like toxic shit, it sounds like too.
I like how the
So that makes
government
sense,
I
yeah.
like how the government's default is just like, let's just blow the whole place up, you know. When in doubt, blow it up. We just saw it in Oppenheimer. It's like this is a little unnecessary. Eh,
We just saw it in real life in Iran, and we're still seeing it. It's like that is just America's solve for everything. It's like I saw some like old comedian bit being like America is like the fucking asshole that's like they put a gun on the ground and then like somebody walks up and they're like, oh hey, grab that gun. It's like no, because then you're gonna shoot me. It's like no, I'm not gonna shoot you. And then as soon as they pick it up, you fucking shoot them. He had a gun. It's like that's what America is like. We give weapons to people and then we go, they've got fucking weapons, so we got to go in there and take them all. It's like, what
well,
the fuck are we doing here?
well, it's like in my normal, day-to-day job in enterprise sales, a common question is how do we do this at scale? And then the answer in the government context, at scale, we blow it up. Like we
That's
can't
like
we
their only
can't
thing that they
contain
know.
it, so we blow it up.
That's literally their go-to. They're like, we don't know how to solve problems in any country. We maybe create conflict and then we just bomb it. We're like, hopefully it gets better with the next round. And then we got to do it again every 20 years. It's ridiculous. But that's like honestly what one of the most realistic aspects of this movie is that the government plus they don't even listen to Liam Neeson at first. And you're like, this is the government nowadays. Is they would be like, "Oh, calm down. Like, don't look up." I was like getting very much like, the government never. They're like, "I don't want to hear that. Fuck off." Like even
Yeah.
his boss is like, even in just a total dick, and that's why I love him. Like calling him a like pretentious asshole or something. He's like, "I'm still here," and Liam Neeson's like, "I know." As like
Yeah.
he hangs up, I was like, "Oh, so cold. I love it." That guy, it's just Liam Neeson can do anything. I could see him fucking doing like musicals and he could nail it. I'm sure. I wouldn't put it past him. I bet he's got a lovely singing voice.
I mean, I'd be curious to see him sing. I don't know if I want to see him sing, but if he did it, I'd be happy. But
He could
I,
have like only competition for his like overall late stage career burst from like I'm thinking like the only people who could even say that they're in this range would be like for me right now, Brendan Fraser could possibly do that. Nick Cage, I think
Mhm.
could. I think he might be in the middle of it. Who knows? We'll see where it goes. He did The Carpenter son. I haven't heard since, but The Surfer was really good. So I still have faith. He does weird ones, but he's also like great now. So
Yeah,
it's
let's
just not the same, I guess. We'll have to do a whole episode on this. You got me thinking.
yeah, I guess yeah, the musical, I would be curious between Liam Neeson, Brendan Fraser, and Nick Cage. Who wins that? I wanna my heart tells me Brendan Fraser, but that's mainly because I think he's the best actor between all three of them. But I think Nick Cage
He brings a
weirdly
dangerous element
I
to a
think Nick
musical.
Cage weirdly could be the best singer out of all of them.
I mean, doesn't he sing? I finally watched Face Off, and there's like a scene at the beginning, right, where he's like singing really loud with like the nuns, and then he's like humping her too. I forget at the airport. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? But he has sung before. I feel like he's definitely got a good voice. So
And
I could see it.
and if there's anything we know about Nick Cage, he can commit to the bit.
I'm just saying, like, if Liam Neeson really wants to like keep this, if he's going into comedy now, I think let's stretch those legs, buddy. Well, first, I mean, I guess we'll establish his comedy dominion first. He has to do that, right? Because that's what he did with action. Now he's got to do that here, and then he'll go into like rom-coms or musicals or like full-blooded dramas again. Who knows?
Let's let Nick Cage break new ground. Liam Neeson, stay where you are because this is
Yeah,
working for you real well.
but I'm just saying, if maybe Nick Cage is listening to this podcast, I'm just as we know. Well, I'm I would say 99.9% sure he's not listening, but maybe Joe Keery is.
All right, that's it for cold storage. I was thinking of like how do I say store that away, but I couldn't figure out what the right transition
Put that in
was.
the goddamn cold storage. I like that. That means we're not fucking getting that shit out until the end of the world, basically. Or maybe not even then.
pretty much, and then we call Liam Neeson. But oh,
Always,
man.
if anything goes wrong, we should always know to call Liam Neeson.
We could use some Liam Neeson in the real world. Yeah.
Honestly,
do-
we should.
Do,
I know
do
he's
some,
here, but
Yeah, do some of that cool shit in real life.
exactly.
Well, you know what? We're gonna keep this this trend going of movies that were really good that didn't really get wide distribution, so not that many people saw them. And we're gonna talk about a movie that is one of the zaniest wild movies I've seen in a little while, and it's
a good word.
awesome. And it's a movie that, like, the movie people I follow, when they saw this movie at like festivals, it was like their favorite movie. So I'm really, really excited to talk about it because I just watched it and I already know I have to rewatch it because there's a lot going on. But,
Damn.
Renee, what are we watching?
We're gonna be watching. I was like, "What the fuck are we watching, Jace? You're going. You're describing something I've never. I actually haven't even seen this movie, but I think I'm gonna get the title right. Let's see. It is "Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die."
Nailed
Right?
it. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. And it is starring Sam Rockwell. That's like the main guy, and he. All I know from and tell me because I feel like I'm not going to spoil anything because I don't know much about this movie, but all I know is that he's a time traveler from the future and he's at a diner with like a bunch of people and he's trying to get their help to save the world. And it has to do with AI or something. That's all I know.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay,
like
cool.
this movie reminds me of like if you smashed a couple of episodes of Black Mirror together with Everything Everywhere All at Once. And it's
Ooh,
wild.
That's fun.
Like at no point in the movie, I don't think you're gonna be like, oh, I think I know what's coming next. Like it doesn't
that.
really work like that. It's
Are
crazy.
there any dildo fight sequences?
No dildo fight sequences.
But
So
something maybe something similar. I don't know. I'll see. I guess I'll wait and see what happens.
we'll
but
see. But yeah, Sam Rockwell's in it. There's also a bunch of people that are very recognizable. Like Michael Pena is in it. Juno Temple from Ted Lasso. Is it Zazie Beetz? Is that how you say her name? Yeah,
Good
she's
job.
in it. It's wonderful. It is so much fun, and also probably the best commentary on the current state of AI and like what it's doing.
I've seen like the clips that's been going around of like the opening scene of like the downfall of society, of humanity. And I'm like, this feels so real already with like morning phone time and all that shit. So I'm excited to watch this. And I feel like we need something zany, upbeat, and kind of all over the place right now. And we need Sam Rockwell, honestly, from the future coming back to save us. That would make things, I would feel a lot better if he showed up right now.
And as usual, he is fantastic. He's just always great. He's
as
great
if
in this.
that was in question.
He's in the entire movie. So it's like you don't ever get a break from him. It's just him, his beard, and his crazy outfit, but it's awesome.
I love that. We'll have to have a great Sam Rockwell chat next week. So This will be a good one. Make sure you tune in. And if you need to stream it, which is what we're going to be doing, it is not, I don't believe it's like actually on an app, but it is available anywhere that you would rent or buy movies.
Yeah,
like
it's not,
on VOD.
Not streaming yet, but it is definitely worth a rent.
Well, it is streaming. Yeah, it's streaming on video.
It's not included on any streaming.
You have to
pay.
Nothing's free anymore, so it's not free streaming anywhere. But if you sail the seven seas or whatever, that's up to you.
There are free ways of watching it, and that's on you.
Aye, matey.
Well, that's it for this week, and we'll see you next week on the regular exclusive podcast.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.